Bioinformatics.
In this video, I want to walk you through how to log on to your AWS Ubuntu server from a Windows machine using Xterm as your terminal. Unlike Mac, Windows doesn't have a native terminal, so we need to use a third-party piece of software. Xterm is what myself and my students use in this instance, and I have a link to where you can download the home version for free below. So once you have that installed, and assuming you've already followed my previous video on how to get your first server launched and running, we can go ahead and try and figure out how to log into it using Xterm. So here I am in the Amazon EC2 console. I'm going to go ahead and click Instances to see what instances that I have available. So here you can see my instance is stopped. So first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and start it. While this is getting started, try to think back to where you put that really important key file, that file that serves as a stand-in for your password that you created and downloaded when you made your first server. If for some reason you lost it, you need to go back and make a new server because there's no way to get your key file back, and make sure that you keep this one somewhere where you'll remember forever afterwards. So as this is starting, let's go ahead and boot up Xterm. Now I'm not on Windows, I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to be showing you a series of screenshots, but it should be plenty to get you going where you need to go. So when you first open up Xterm, this is what it should look like. What you want to do is click New Session right here, and that's going to go ahead and pop up this screen here. Now I've started filling it out already. You're going to want to not click on any of these except for the SSH. We're going to be doing this secure remote connection, and that's the equivalent of using the SSH command from a regular terminal. So click this SSH. We need to fill it out now. So you're going to want to specify a username, and this will always be the same. This will always be Ubuntu. So UBUNTU, leave the port at 22. The remote host, this is the address of your server, and this will change every time you restart it. So this is the part that you're going to alter every time you go to log in using Xterm for each lab. Where you get that remote host is with your server selected. Once it's running, it's going to give you this public DNS right down here at the bottom. You can either copy it by selecting the whole thing, or to make sure you don't copy any extra characters, you can hit this copy to clipboard button. Then you can go back to your Xterm and paste it in right here. The final thing that you need to provide is that key file. And so what you need to do is click Advanced Settings. It'll pull up this bottom area here. You need to check the box for Use Private Key, and then you need to provide it with the location of that file that is your private key. It's typically a .pem file. So you're going to click this little icon here that looks like a piece of paper, and it's going to bring up a regular file browser so that you can direct yourself and click on where that file is located and hit OK. Once you're all done with all of those pieces, you'll hit OK, and it's going to start to connect. And what it will look like if you successfully connected to your server is you'll have your terminal here. This is where you're going to be interfacing with your server. This box, this black box here, is exactly what people on Mac or any other operating system are going to be using as well. So now you're on a level playing field. You know it worked well if here you can see that the username is Ubuntu and it's got the IP address of your remote server. Once you've got to this point, you can move on to the video for how to set up your server for the first time with the basic initial installations that we're going to use. And once you're done, or if you decide to put that off till later, always make sure that you go back to your server page, hit Instant State, Stop. As a reminder, if you've kind of left this page alone for 20, 30, maybe an hour, the first time you hit right-click Instant State Stop, it might actually refresh the page instead of starting this stopping process. So always make sure that you see this yellow light and it eventually goes to that red light so that you're not billed. All right, hopefully that worked for you. If not, reach out to me. Thank you.